Hi there, Stampers! Welcome to another Step It Up video tutorial. Today we are going to start with this card. This is our Step 1 card. Pretty simple. The only little detail that you really see is this fussy cutting, we call it. Me and my friends do. I don't know who else does. But anyway, so this is Step 1, a very simple card. I'm going to show you how to do this. Step 2, if you want to take it up a notch, you can see it's not a big difference, except we have a little extra matted material and we put our sentiment down below and added a bow. And then our last step runs similar, but we did a little extra fussy cutting and added a little gem and a little more detail. So let's get started. We have to keep this moving quickly so that we can get through all 3 steps. We start with chocolate chip cardstock, 11 by 4 1/4 and folded, and use your bone folder to crease at 5 1/2. So you end up with the standard card base of 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Then we're going to take pumpkin pie, and I am using a retired old olive designer series paper, but you can use the current one and it won't have flowers, but there are great fun printed papers available. And then we're using just a white, Whisper White cardstock. And I'm using the Autumn Harvest stamp set, and I went ahead and stamped it so that I could move through this quickly. I wanted to show you that I stamped it on the cardstock and I stamped it on designer series paper. I went ahead and cut this one out. I'm going to show you just fussy cutting is just what it sounds like. You kind of take your time and make sure you're retaining the detail that the ink has provided for you, so you just follow that roadmap. I will say the most important thing is having a really good pair of scissors. I like these Cutter Bee scissors the best. They're a little bit expensive for a tiny pair of scissors. My friend Jenny in Minnesota told me about them, and I kind of poo-pooed them because I thought they were too expensive, and she was so sweet and sent me a pair, and I've been hooked on them ever since. And after several years, I finally had to break down and buy a new pair, and I did, and I'm so glad that she was sweet enough to send them to me and show me the error of my ways, that I really do, the tools do make a difference. So you can see I cut that out very quickly. The reason that I stamp it on here, in addition to stamping and cutting this out, this particular stamp has this sketched detail. If you cut it out, you see that you lose a lot of that except what remains on the inside of the paper. So by stamping it on the paper, it gives me a good map for placement, but it also helps retain some of the charm of the sketch look. I do add a dimensional for this one. We want to show that it's being popped out, and simple as that. You have your step 1. This stamp is from Thankful For, and I did it in chocolate chip. You can use, I use Stays On for the Autumn Harvest pumpkins. And simple as that, you adhere it down and you have your level 1 card. It's cute, isn't it? I will send this out because I think it's really fun. Then for our next step up, we're still using the pumpkin pie cardstock, and you can see I went ahead and stamped that ahead of time. And this time, instead of just the designer series paper, we went ahead and matted it. I keep saying we, but it's just me here. Nobody else making cards, all by myself with the camera. Old Olive with Whisper White, and then the Old Olive designer series paper. Pumpkin pie, stamp it, stamp the image again, fussy cut, adhere it on, just flat, and then you're going to stamp this one, and you're going to use dimensional to pop it up, just like that. Use the little hole punch in the corner, add your favorite little ribbon, and step 2. Still very simple to do, and I will add all of the paper dimensions on the video when it airs. So if you think you missed it, you didn't. I will add it in text. So that's step 2. Now step 3, again, we're using the same base, and we are still using a pumpkin pie matte with Old Olive, Whisper White, and then the designer series paper. I added a nice little ribbon, just applied a little adhesive to the back and attached it. And then I should show you the third one while I'm demonstrating it. There we go. So on this one I have a smaller double matte for the image. I stamped it on the Whisper White. And again, you take your fussy cut pumpkin and you adhere it down. I'm not going to do it right now, so in the interest of time, but you get the idea. And the other one, where did that little pumpkin go? I've lost my little pumpkin. Oh me, oh my. I don't know where it went. I just had it. Okay, well, I'm going to move on. You get the idea. There's a pumpkin around here somewhere. I did add this. Have you ever used the matte pack? I love this little tool. I'm terrible at making things straight and even. I have a friend who always used to tease me about how uneven my brads were. So I got this little thing, and you're simply going to take your cardstock before you adhere it to the mat, and you put it on top of the foam mat, and then you just line it up, and you take your paper piercing tool and you put the holes where you want them. And there's really no right or wrong. You just want to make sure you line it up and everything should come out. And it's so easy to use. And it is this quick and simple. So if you don't have one and you like the look of that, go ahead and put this on your next order, because it's one of the best things out there. Anyway, so this looks a little bit of a mess, doesn't it? It looks a far cry from this. But you can see as we put it together, we have our matted piece. This is what looks such a mess. But you adhere it down. You're going to put this here. I have this simple little Happy Harvest. You're going to adhere that to the ribbon with a dimensional. And then I fussy cut the leaves from also the Autumn Harvest stamp set. And this one is going to go flat on the pumpkin. My, oh my, I really wish I could find my popped up pumpkin. I don't know what I did with it. But the other two, because you can see this one is on a dimensional, so when I put this, I added dimensional, and I'm going to put it here. And same for this one, because there are so many layers, I went ahead and did a dimensional here. And it doesn't really matter. I tried to mimic the way leaves fall, so this heavier part coming down, but it doesn't really matter. And then I snipped a little ribbon with a jeweled brad, and you can see how quickly this comes together. It's fun. If you'll take the, I find the fussy cutting kind of relaxing. It's just cutting out what is already there. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, this can be really fun. And the designer series paper, stamping on the paper, it just gives it a little more texture, and looks like you did a lot more than you actually did. So I hope you have found this helpful. Let me show you these real quickly again. This is our step 3 and 2 and 1. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this helpful. Bye.